The air on Coruscant was thick with the weight of a galaxy at war. But for a fleeting moment, in the hushed confines of a Jedi Temple hangar, two figures stood bathed in the soft glow of a starship's ramp, sharing a quiet, almost domestic farewell. This wasn't a grand, cinematic parting with sweeping scores and dramatic pronouncements. It was brief, understated, yet it resonates with an almost unbearable poignancy. A quiet tragedy unfolding before our eyes that we, the audience, are grimly aware of, even if the characters themselves are not. We're talking, of course, about the scene in Revenge of the Sith, where Obi-Wan Kenobi prepares to leave for Utapau, and he says goodbye to Anakin Skywalker. It is a moment of profound, heartbreaking irony, sealing their fates in a way neither could have possibly foreseen. Obi-Wan Kenobi, ever the stoic master, but with a palpable affection in his gaze, looked at Anakin. The Clone Wars, which had forged them into an inseparable unit, were finally drawing to a close. General Grievous, the last major Separatist leader, had been located, and Obi-Wan was leaving, embarking on what he believed would be his final mission of the war, a mission to bring an end to the conflict and restore peace. He was focused, resolute, perhaps a little weary, but still very much the Jedi Master we knew. Anakin, a hero of the Republic, but a man already teetering on the precipice of a terrible choice, stood beside him. His mind, we know, was a whirlwind of dark visions and growing paranoia, fueled by Palpatine's insidious whispers and his own desperate fear of losing Padme. Yet in this moment, in this particular interaction, he was simply Anakin, the impulsive, gifted, fiercely loyal apprentice and friend. He was concerned for Obi-Wan, offering to go himself, a gesture born of their shared history and deep bond. Their exchange was brief, simple, yet it reverberates with a profound, almost unbearable weight when viewed through the lens of what was to come. Obi-Wan reassures Anakin, telling him he has more important things to do, referring to his assigned task of monitoring Palpatine, a task Anakin despises, yet one that, in retrospect, was utterly critical. Anakin, with a hint of petulance, responds, "I guess so." It's a snapshot of their dynamic. Obi-Wan, the patient mentor, Anakin, the brilliant but restless student. And then, Obi-Wan prepares to board his ship. He pauses, turns back to Anakin, and utters the line that encapsulates the entire tragedy. "Goodbye, old friend. May the Force be with you." Think about those words. Old friend. Not just a colleague, not just a Padawan, but an old friend. It speaks volumes about the years of shared laughter, near-death experiences, passionate debates, and countless lessons. It speaks to an unbreakable bond that transcended the formal master-apprentice dynamic, evolving into something akin to brotherhood. Their connection, forged in the fires of 1,000 battles, was undeniably deep, built on trust, respect, and a genuine, unwavering affection. And then, may the Force be with you. In any other context, a standard Jedi farewell, a blessing for a safe journey. But here, knowing what we know, it carries an unspoken plea, a silent hope that the Force would indeed guide Anakin, keep him safe, perhaps even keep him true. There's a quiet ache in Obi-Wan's tone, a hint of concern for the young man he sees as a son. They were brothers, their lives intertwined, their destinies seemingly bound by the light of the Force. And here they were, parting ways, utterly oblivious that this tender moment would be their very last as friends, as family. The next time they met, one would be a monstrous Darth Vader, newly forged in the fires of betrayal and hatred. The other, a heartbroken master, their lightsabers crossing in a brutal, personal dance of pure, unadulterated tragedy on the fiery plains of Mustafar. The dramatic irony for the audience is immense. We watch them, knowing the horror that is mere hours away. We see Obi-Wan step onto his ship, heading off to confront Grievous, completely unaware that his beloved apprentice is about to succumb to the darkness he has always fought against. And Anakin, standing there, consumed by his own fear and ambition, doesn't know that the man who raised him, who loved him, is about to witness his horrific fall from grace and be forced to confront him in a battle that will shatter both their lives forever. The dramatic irony for the audience is immense. We watch them, knowing the horror that is mere hours away. We see Obi-Wan step onto his ship, heading off to confront Grievous, completely unaware that his beloved apprentice is about to succumb to the darkness he has always fought against. And Anakin, standing there, consumed by his own fear and ambition, doesn't know that the man who raised him, who loved him, is about to witness his horrific fall from grace and be forced to confront him in a battle that will shatter both their lives forever. This quiet goodbye, often overshadowed by the volcanic fury of Mustafar or the horrifying execution of Order 66, is, in its own way, just as heartbreaking. It is the calm before the storm, the tender moment before the galaxy and their lives were irrevocably shattered. It perfectly sets the stage for the tragedy that unfolds, emphasizing the depth of their bond before its violent destruction. It reminds us that even in the grandest epics, the most profound tragedies often begin with the quietest goodbyes, the moments of unaware farewells that in retrospect become loaded with an almost unbearable significance. The goodbye between Obi-Wan and Anakin wasn't a beginning, but an end. The end of a friendship, a brotherhood, and the start of a galaxy's darkest hour. What are your thoughts on this poignant scene? Did you feel the weight of it on your first viewing, or did its full tragedy only truly land after you knew what was coming? Share your reflections in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey through the quiet heart of a galactic tragedy, please consider subscribing or following for more stories from across the stars.